improving, your life doesn't mean you have to change your whole life. It's maybe just a parts of your life that can improve your whole life. Hey, what is up? Um, so today's video, I wanted to talk about why do I always start off like that for once? This video is going to be like, I have to introduce the video. I feel like, and it just sucks because I want to get right. I don't want to be like, oh, well, today this video is going to be about this and this video is going to be about that. And then I see you in the next video. But like, I get it. It's literally a trending introduction and it's so hard not to do it. So anyways, moving forward in my video making journey, I just wanted to give some updates. Some of my videos that I'm posting is definitely out of sequence. I have a lot of recordings, a lot of videos. Some are not going to make it onto any type of platform, and that's simply because once upon a time I was just making videos, and I'm like, I just want to make a lot of videos so that way I'll have a lot of videos ready, and then none of the videos were edited, and then I'm only have my phones to record, which only has 256 gigs of data of storage, and then I was running out of storage. And then when I went to edit it, edit the videos, I had to duplicate that video using the app Splice, and then when I saved it, it was trying to save the copy onto my saved photos, which then started telling me that I have no storage. So I told myself, by the end of this month, if I do not post all my videos before the year of 2024, then I must delete them all. And some of the videos I really like. The reason why I like some of those videos is because it's literally a part of my journey and it's a great memory to have. Not because the video is good, but it was kind of cool just watching me like talk about that stuff and just seeing where I was at and seeing how, it's like a flower that was planted and then turns to a stem, it sprouts, turns to a stem, and then grows its leaves, and then it gets its its flower, and then then the bees start coming and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm still living in my car. Like, literally, that is my current situation, is living in my car. But some of my past videos talks about like different things, and it sucks because it's gonna get a little messy, and because some videos won't be me in my car, but I am currently living in my car. And I captured most of the story talking about how I started living in my car, which I don't know if it's easy to find. Like, there's so much work already and thinking that comes to making videos, or maybe I just make it harder for myself. First things first, like, I have a lot of things on my list before I die, and separate with my physical, relationship with my body, because my body belongs to Earth, and my soul, or my relationship with myself, it comes to an end, and the merge is over. So one of the things I want to do is I want to study biology. I want to study psychology, and I want to also, so when I say study, I either want to go to a school, a graduate school, or whatever, undergrad school. I'm not very educated on those type of things, but yeah, I want to take some courses off of those topics. I want to learn from other psychologists and biologists, and I want to just expand my education on that, because, or I want to simply just channel and see what type of insight, what type of information I can get from channeling and doing stuff like that. The reason why I'm not doing that right now is because I'm human, I'm an adult, and I don't have that time and energy to focus on solely the metaphysical parts of my life right now. Right now, I have to focus on my physical self, and I have to pay bills. I have to work lots of hours sometimes, and I have to be able to take care of myself. And when I'm in that spiritual aspect version of me, I'm not looking to clock in to a job. I'm not looking forward to being somebody that has to show up to a designated place every work day, you know? And it's hard because that's part of life is you have to do that stuff, but sometimes I want to just meditate. Sometimes I just want, and the problem is because I don't have all of that time, I just feel like I have to I have to make some what's that word called when I have to compromise. I have to learn to probably approach it in a new way where I know I don't have months and weeks to meditate, to really sit in solitude and explore the metaphysics and the unsensed world, you know, the 4D and the 5D. Um, but I think this is nice because I am also now working more on my practical side of me, my masculine side of me. Um, I I know I have masculine and feminine energy aspects of me, and I do, like, just to get this clear, I identify as a man. I was born as a man, and I participate in like gay activities. Like, I don't think there is such thing as like if you're gay or if you're straight, like if you're born gay or if you're born straight. Like, you're literally born neither of those and both of those. It really just depends because you can't just be born straight and then be coming out gay. Like, you were already gay, you know, and that took a lot. Like, I'll probably also share a little bit of that story about me and my, like, I do want to write a book. That's another thing that I want to do. um and yeah, I'll be promoting it on my channel and talking about it every once in a while. Obviously, like, this book is going to be really personal. I haven't actually started writing it, but I definitely kind of started drafting it, if that makes sense. um so yeah, stay tuned for that. I mean, it's not going to be happening anytime soon, but it may be. You never know. um So we talked about my education part, we talked about my personal lifestyle part. Oh yeah, and I also want to start the parts of me that want to contribute to like society and our future as myself. I see myself as a futurist. It's a great word that defines like my way of thinking, is that I don't just think for today, tomorrow, or the next week. Like, I'm literally thinking for like generations ahead, and starting to plant those seeds early on so that way they have time to grow, because seeds don't just sprout the next day unless it's like a red onion, but onions make you cry. um so yeah, some of like my big future, like something that is inspiring and I hope to give light and nourishment to, regardless if I am personally involved into this or not, um is definitely um upgrading, updating, just talking about the perks and the benefits of, you know, children's learning. Ch- just children's learning. I think that, and it sucks because I know this is all I have right now. So I think that children should start getting paid their either uh, hourly salary, or just a grade salary, um, you know, for their graduation. I think that when children in the US, okay, because this is what I'm focused on. I'm an American and I want to focus on my American brothers and sisters. I'm not saying that because I'm American, like no other nation matters, but you know, I can't be focused on the whole world. I can't. I've learned that through my process is that I have to define my niche. I have to define my target audience. I have to define um, where I'm going to like strike, right? And putting yourself out there way too thin. You know, I used to be very naive, wanting to save the world, change the world, protect the world, all that stuff. And I thought you had to involve the whole world. And honestly, no, improving, you know, your life doesn't mean you have to change your whole life. It's maybe just a parts of your life that can improve your whole life. And that's why I want to really point out that it's the small things that count. Always add up your small wins to get to the bigger wins. Those are very motivated. It's a lot easier to get 10 small wins, which can altogether look like one major win, rather than having 10 major goals to try to accomplish. That being said, I do want to really make this a thing where children and moving forward are seen as working when they are going to school. When they are going to school, and if their parents are working, which they should, right? Like their parents should have some type of income, if they're healthy and able to do so. However, I also want to point that out. We live in an advanced time of age. We are no longer in the factory. What age was that? We're in the digital age right now, and then the age before that was the industrial age, where we had factory workers and all that stuff, you know, when farming was a big thing, and construction was pretty big. But now we have high technology, and we should be able to produce better quantity and better quality. And yet things are still rising off the roof. And I get it. Businesses are meant to be profitable and meant to be profiting. Like if the US, like this is going out to the current politicians and the current ones, especially like even if it's Donald Trump or Biden, I don't really care, because either way, there's always going to be a problem with our president. And I feel like people, including myself, either don't respect our president regardless of the person that is our president. It's always going to be an argument, and it's so annoying. And that's why I don't choose to vote, because it's like it doesn't matter who I vote for. People are always going to complain. You cannot make this whole nation happy. And that's why I think there should be more than one president at the time. And that's why I think every former president is always under oath to serve our country, and no matter where they are, they should have a say of what's going on in the United States, because once a president is always a president. And I feel like they don't really contribute in that type of way. They just pick the leader, and then that person's the leader for that 4 years, and then we try to vote a new leader. It's like, no, Donald Trump, you already a president. You can't just rerun for president. You want to be the head president, or you like, I don't get it. Why do we have re-elections and allow previous presidents who are already president become president? Do we not want is there now no more other candidates? Is it just our previous presidents going head to head? Like, you guys are already both presidents. Like, it just blows my mind. But yeah, I think that would be a kind of a help for the US, for the people, is that we acknowledge that once you're a president, you're always a president. Like, there's no need to be reelected now. But you can't be the main president again. Like, you can't be that new person. Like, because you need to do what you can within that 4 years. You need to do all the things that you can do to help the United States of America be the best nation that it possibly can, and in the world, if that's what the belief is, to help us, grow. If we need a little bit of ego, that we need to be the best country in the world because there's a certain number of countries in the world, and America wants to be number one, then we need to work like it. And sometimes that work doesn't look like just, oh, we need a strong army, we need the biggest bombs, we need the biggest, baddest, loudest mouths, we need the most interesting stunts and tactics, and like, we got our presidents literally fighting each other. These are two Americans fighting each other for the crown of America. Like, if you guys are gonna just blabber off, why don't they take it to the ring? If they really want to cause tension with each other and tear each other down emotionally and mentally, I know, but why don't you guys just fight in the ring? Like, seriously, if y'all both want to be president that bad, and y'all definitely just take it to the ring, throw some blows there. Don't bring all of America with you in this presidency drama. Like, that's ridiculous. People actually think that the president has that much authority, and you guys still have that authority and power of attention span, but you guys are losing a lot of people that respect you as as our American president. Like, before, I feel like when we were younger and there was a president involved, especially with Barack Obama, I knew at least people in high school that were at least interested about our presidents, talking about our presidents and things like that. But because they just made it so much about politics in a way that's just messy, and they made it their own game, and now they're their own, it's just them in their own world. It's like we're not even in the stadium anymore. They're in their own stadium. And now that we have social media even more, they be watching themselves and wanting to entertain themselves, and it just blows my mind. Oh, it just blows my mind. And that's what I'm saying. Now that we have social media, just like other normal people who want to get likes and do it for the comments, do it for the gram, imagine our president. They're still a person. They're gonna do stuff for the likes and for the comments. Like, that publicity stunt, that was all nonsense. I can't believe that. Really tore my heart, because honestly, I don't really know much about the person again, but I don't know. I had faith in Trump that he was going to do good things, better things. And I know that he's under obligations to do those types of things because he was already a president and he's reapplying, which means there's unfinished business for his presidential type of thing. If you guys understand the politician world, you can't just register and decide to be president and then say I want to be president again. There's unfinished business there, and that's why I think he is going to be rerunning for president as the main president, because I already think and see him as a president, because in my eyes, once you're a president, you're always a president. You don't need to re-enter presidency. You already swore your oath under God. It just doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, I wish that can be more of a idea. And yeah, if once you're a president, you're always a president. Again, so I talked about my personal goals and and ooh la la. So yeah, I want to go to psychology, I want to do biology, and I want to study those things. I just simply don't have the time and can't afford it, but it's okay, because I feel like this is part of my life that made me realize that what I want to do. And it's these times where I am by myself, and sometimes I am pushed against the wall, but I'm in a lot of uncomfortable positions, but I've really grown comfortably being in these uncomfortable positions in the way I move, such as living in my car. And weirdly enough, like, you would think, oh, you live in your car, like, that must suck. And honestly, it doesn't. I still am breathing. I still have the ability to work. Like, honestly, me having a mental breakdown before is was me having a heartbreak and a mental heart and breakdown is worse than me living in my car. Like, living in my car seems to be way more manageable than my first heartbreak. And that just shows that emotional pain can bring more, conflict more pain than physical pain. You know, you can, if you're emotionally damaged, it's pretty challenging to recover if you don't know how to recover and process that. I mean, you can just ignore it, you can just, you know, but when you really want to heal, you have to really move through that type of emotional conflict within yourself. Um, those are my primary things, is like making sure once you graduate from high school that you're not just getting a diploma now, that you do get, you know, a large sum of money, or of credit. We don't have to call it like money, we can call it credit. And you have that to spend on, you know, on yourself. And I think that amount should be minimum wage. The federal minimum wage should be already paid to people. And maybe we as adults should also get a back pay. So instead of giving us just a stimulus check when a global virus came out and did all that stuff, you know, what we went through. I mean, we didn't really go through much unless you actually went through much, but literally that type of stuff happens every day. Not to sound uncompassionate, but all we did was give it a name, and that brought it life. Otherwise, people would have just been dying like they always have been. There's always people getting sick. There's people always in the hospital. Like, the hospital is such a big business. Like, people are always dying, and now that, just because what they're dying is not being advertised or publicized or connected to something that's publicized, like, people are not worried anymore about people dying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people really go through it every day. And unfortunately, because the way our attention span works, when multiple people are thinking about the same thing, it amplifies the importantness of whatever is being discussed. So yeah, I think, again, children need to start getting minimum wage for going to school for their hours. And you know, there's gonna be more details about that at another date. I'm thinking something about, maybe, let's see, divide 18 into 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 5, 10, 15, 20. So about 4.54, not, yep. About every 4.5 of their school, once they start preschool, preschool, kindergarten. This is not going to happen all tomorrow. This is definitely, even if it takes all my life just to come up with like that type of plan, I'll be happy with that. I'm not trying to make these changes for today. I don't want those immediate results. I really want something that's going to be thorough, that's going to be, you know, for people to contribute their ideas and really have something in store for our future, and not just leave them empty-handed to figure it out for themselves, like a lot of people have felt in our past. Like, a lot of people are doing it for themselves, by themselves. And yeah, they have families, but then those families are still doing it by themselves. And in the end of the day, businesses should be more for the people, because businesses is what allows people to have organization in our society. Without businesses, we won't have any actual you know, relationship with society. We would be societyless. We would just have our own tribes. And I think what's so cool about society is that it brings strangers together. And that's why I do love working a job. I don't like the slavery part of it where we have to work for a certain amount, and because of our experience and the way inflation is so high, and people can earn $10,000 doing stuff illegally or legally, and then people who are just starting out will earn $1,000 a month, because I think that's what a 40-hour minimum wage leads to. Of course, the goal is to expand and to continue to expanding. That's what school should set you up, is that you should always be aiming for something higher every year. First grade, you're learning first grade stuff. Second grade, you're learning second grade stuff. Third grade. So it always makes you feel like you're progressing. And I feel like after high school, if you do the progression, is either college or no college. Like, are you going to end your progression or I know I talk too much sometimes, but these are really things that are important to me. And this is like my inner self speaking. This is my intimate self speaking. And it takes me a while to get into the state, because it's something that I can't do when I'm living my day-to-day life, trying to work and focus on objectives for work, um, when I'm working out, but they all are a part of me and stuff like that. So I have personal goals and then goals that I want to contribute to society. And it is what it is. I'm human. I'm not gonna let a reaction stop me from responding how I want to respond in my life, because at the end of the day, I don't even know who my great great grandfather is. I don't even know who he is. I don't even remember any stories about him being told. So that being said, in 3 generations from now, I think nobody would really be talking about me. And it would suck if I could have done so much more, but because I let those who talk about me now affect me, and I didn't move forward because of those voices that I hear. And now I think I have the strength to move through those voices and to move forward. Yeah, I'm pretty happy for myself, and I'm pretty proud of myself. So just one last recap. I guess these are kind of the final things that some major goals. Obviously not any of them are active right now. But I need to make sure that, even again, if I'm just planting the roadmap, or if I'm just the plan, because sometimes maybe it's me just pulling out this information, but it's for someone else to do. It's for someone else to pursue. It's for someone else to grasp. Maybe I can be somebody else's aha. That's the stuff that I was looking for, and I know what I want to do. Maybe somebody has the next step of what I'm talking about, because again, this is not something for myself. This is society contribution. And I feel like sometimes we don't realize how connected we are as a society, and as a collective, and as people. In my future, I want to be studying biology and psychology and making a fusion of some type of invention or discovery. And I really want to better understand human emotions and the emotions of interpretation. Number 2, I want to also help out our future society and fight for their rights, for them to be getting paid for minimum wage from the day that they start school at a certain level, and to allow them to take a small percentage every quarter to help support their family and their own needs. So every quarter, every 4.5 years, or just simply every quarter of their school semester or journey of grade school, they can take out, a small percentage, maybe 3%, 5%. And they can use that to contribute to their family. If they want to buy a gift, if they want to buy something for themselves, something for their mother, something for their father, something for their siblings, that they can do so. And then as they continue to go to school, they continue to build up and continue to earn income. And then on graduation day, they can receive that income. And they shall use that for, their gift to welcome themselves as Americans and United States of the nation, for them to feel loved and cared for the people who built America, for the people who fought for America, for the people who died for America, for all the history of America that was written, unwritten, and maybe even passed down with factual or unfactual opinions and thoughts of America. I think that it doesn't matter about being right or wrong. The most important thing is that every single American is seen and given an opportunity to be able to be the best American that they can be by learning from the mistakes made in past generations, and also learning from the successful, glorious days of America as well. Yeah, I think that's really important to me again. But I hope you guys have a great day. Stay tuned. And again, I guess if you had any thoughts, please feel free to comment below. And if you like what you hear what you like, then drop that like. Bye.